This is why the hiring process takes so long from a hiring manager. So if you ever apply for a job and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard back from them in months, I'm going to tell you why. So first, I start off by saying like, okay, we need another person on our team. I create the job description and then the job title. Then we share that with HR. HR then tells us to create a job requisition in Workday, which we do, and that's like the listing that you all see on different websites. Like you see it on LinkedIn, you see it on Indeed. That's from the job description that we created. Before it gets posted on Workday, I have to make sure I get a salary approval for the cap, like the highest amount we're going to pay someone versus like the lowest amount, so that we have that salary range. But also too, we have like a compensation team that determines that based on the roles across the world that have the same job title. Once I put the job in Workday, it has to be approved by my supervisor, HR, and anyone above my supervisor also has to approve. And then it like comes back down the pipeline to be posted on all of the job hiring websites. Then I have to meet with the recruiters and have a conversation about what I'm looking for, what we need the role to fill, what are like some golden standards for the person who they're going to hire. I have to answer all these questions. So I basically have to get an interview from the recruiters about the position. Once they collect all this information, they use it to vet the people that have applied for the job. So they go through all the resumes, then they send the best candidates to me. Then I have to go through all of those resumes, choose the top people, and give them feedback on the people that I didn't choose. Then the recruiter has to call them and give them a phone vetting. So after they get through the phone vetting, the recruiter comes back to me, tells me the feedback that they got from the person that they did the vetting with, or who they did the vetting for, and then they suggest and recommend who I should interview first. After we establish a list of who I should interview, they set up all the different interviews, and at my job, we have 3 rounds. We have a culture fit, a technical interview, and then the final interview is basically you meet with someone above me, which is like my supervisor. The reason why it might take so long is because sometimes we have to go through so many different resumes, and a lot of the times people are not qualified or they don't have the right fit for the role. So then it's almost like we have to start the process over. They have to redo the phone vetting. They have to find more resumes. I have to go through them, give the feedback, and then, schedule the interviews. And some people make it past the first round. A lot of people actually don't make it past the first round, which is culture fit. Then we have to choose the best candidate, and sometimes it's neck and neck, and we have to score to see who basically gets a job. And that is why the process takes so long, because there's so much approval that has to happen. So many people have to review the candidates, the resumes, and provide feedback that it can take 2 to 3 months at least. One of the reasons why I created Transition to Cyber is because I always get the question, like, how do I get into cybersecurity? But when I see the resumes that come through, it's like, I'd say probably like 90% of them we pass over because they don't meet the qualifications of the job. So if you want some insight on someone who takes a look at technical resumes and reviews them, you can click the link in my bio and you can do like a one-on-one with me, or you can come to Transition to Cyber and I'll talk a little bit more about how you can be specific, and I will say that word a lot, specific, on your resume in order for you to get your application pulled and then actually make it to that first round interview.